Pleasure to have Josh Eggers in studio with his Bacon and Brew Fest coming up this Saturday. Now, this is not your first go around. How many of these have you been able
This
to
is
put?
our
Fourth one.
Fourth annual, yep.
And it's going to be down on our riverfront
Yep.
this Saturday. So tell us what we all need to know.
Yeah, so Bacon and Brew Fest this Saturday, September 23rd, 4 to 7 p.m. on the riverfront. It's a combination of all things bacon and beer. We got some local food vendors that'll be competing for the best bacon-inspired food item. And then we have several of our local breweries, including Great Revivalist Brew Lab and the Wide River Winery. They'll have some wine samples as well. So if you're not really a beer drinker, there'll be other opportunities as well. So just a celebration, all things beer and bacon. We've got 3 on the Tree playing during the event. We've also got new this year is a trailer that's got big screen TVs. So we realize it's football season, right? So having those big screen TVs, you won't have to miss the big game. We know the Hawkeyes play at 6:30, so maybe the last half hour of the event, if you want to catch the first quarter, we've got you covered.
Very good. Now, what's the cost involved?
So it's $25, and basically that $25 gets you entrance into the event, gets you a sampling cup, and you can go to the different breweries that are represented. You get a 2-ounce sample. I think we have seven breweries that'll be on site, and 7 Gs will also be there representing 4 or 5 other breweries. And then Gs, each of those brewers will probably have 2 or 3 different sampling options. So I mean, there's quite a bit of variety to sample this year.
How did this all come about, Josh?
Well, it was a brainchild of mine that I look at like Dubuque in the Quad Cities, and you kind of hear some of the festivals that they have down there, and I thought, well, we've got our band shell, and the Parks Master Plan calls for making more and frequent use of it with festival activities. So we thought, why don't we create our own event? And we thought, well, bacon and beer, that's a good combination, so let's start there. And then we kind of just started spawning from there. We just kind of had some ideas on what we could do. We brought in the JCs. We know that they serve beer for the Finally Fridays, so it was great to partner with them. We partnered with 7 Gs because we know that they've got a lot of connectivity into the breweries world, so it just kind of started snowballing from there and then kind of grew to what it is today.
I know you would appreciate if people were to register in advance, but they can walk up that day?
Yeah, walk-ups are welcome. I mean, that line is probably going to be the longest just because, pre-sales are always encouraged. You can go to, visit clintoniowa.ticketspice.com. You can go to Facebook page, which is they have Bacon and Brew Fest 2023. There's QR codes all over town. I think they're at Hy-Vee, some of the local bars. Scan the QR code. We'll actually have the QR code available on site as well. So if you want to just walk up day of, scan the QR code, then you can just hop in that line and they can scan you in and you're off and running.
Amazing.
Technology, right? It's great.
Oh my gosh. Talking with Josh Eggers now. Tell me some of the bacon-inspired foods that have been in the past and ones that have maybe won once or twice.
Well, Holly's Dog is your 3-time champion.
Okay,
so
oh my gosh.
I don't quite remember her exact menu offerings, but it's all hot dog related. I think we've had a lot of like bacon bourbon combinations. We've had some bacon and sweet maple combinations. We've had bacon wrapped shrimp combinations. Bacon donuts. I mean, you name it. It's a little bit of savory, a little bit of sweet, and everything in between. So this year we've got Holly's Dogs back. She's a 3-time returning champion for her food item. Deanna's Java Cafe. New this year is Hy-Vee. They're actually the title sponsor. They're going to be having a food booth. Glazy Days is going to be having a booth, and then so is Delectable Delights. So some new players at the table this year, so we'll see what they're able to bring in as far as variety goes, but we're pretty excited about it.
What a great event to have again, a beautiful riverfront
It is.
that we do have, and to be able to take advantage of it with a festival like this. It's going to be busy on the riverfront because earlier in the day, the Alzheimer's Walk
Correct.
is going to be going on at that time
Yep.
as well. So it's great to take advantage of that riverfront.
Yeah, well, people always say, there's nothing to do in Clinton. And I take that personal because I've always said if you can't find something to do in Clinton, you're not doing Clinton right because there's something all the time. So you've got the walk that morning. Also, the Wild Rose is having their wine tasting from 1 to 4 as well. So when you're done with that, come on over to Bacon and Brew Fest from 4 to 7. I'm not afraid to cross-promote. They're both great events, so let's support each other on that. But we got a pretty good offering this year.
That is good. Now, of course, you're instrumental in Tailgate and Tall Boys. Can you give us any kind of an update on that?
So Tailgate and Tall Boys, June 6th, 7th, and 8th for 2024. Artist announcements will be coming out soon. You start with your headliners, right? And then once you get your headliners identified, they help you identify who they would take as direct support, and then who would support that act, and then the first act of 4th. They all want to have a little bit of a say in who comes when it comes to the artist because they want to make sure it's people that will kind of help drive more tickets to come see their show. So they're instrumental in helping us select those artists as well. And then USA Concerts ultimately has the final say. And I think that's one thing that, as a community, we have to understand. We are, taking on USA Concerts product, so we can help with ideas and suggestions and recommendations, but it's ultimately their product that we're putting out there. Tailgate and Tallboys is their brand. We're just kind of helping be the host of that. So it's important to kind of differentiate between the two.
Always great to have you in studio. Again, if people want to find out more information about Bacon and Brew Fest, best route to go.
Facebook page, honestly, Bacon and Brew Fest. If you look it up, there's QR codes, there's links to it. You can buy tickets directly right there. You can walk up day of if you need to. It's $25, so it's money well spent. All the football games will be on, 3 on the tree, all the breweries, all the food vendors. It's a good time.
Josh, thanks so much.
Thank you.
It's a bird! It's a plane!
The Dan Patrick Show.